there, folks, and welcome back to the Paintcast. Joining me, of course, is my co-host, Stu's Game Reviews, and tonight the episode tonight is Destructive Differences, where a lot of people have differences of opinions and don't know how to react when their opinion differs from yours or vice versa. But anyway, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff besides that on this podcast, so joining us again is Stu's Game Reviews, our co-host, and we're going to be doing some more painting while we discuss things that irk us or things that not irk us. And again, feel free to join in the live chat. If you have anything you want to say during this podcast, the live chat is open for you, and we will, of course, respond to whatever you have to say. Take care, everybody. So let's get into this right now. Welcome, Stu.
How's it going?
It's going. How is it going?
Pretty good. Do you maybe want to show that waterfall thing again? Because that was really cool before you start the painting.
The what?
People seem very interested in that, but when you do the test before.
Oh, the waterfall thing? No, I'd have to end the stream and then start over. I'm not doing that. Yeah.
I'm echoing, by the way, a little bit on my end. I don't know if it's something you can change on your end to fix that, or...
Is that better?
No.
Then it's something on your end.
Something on my end?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes. Because I've already switched all my settings. So I don't know if you want to switch back to your other headset then, and unfortunately grin and bear it.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. Soon.
G said something which was held for some reason. Oh shit! I meant to push the wrong button. Oh shit.
What did you just say?
Charlie G said something and I accidentally hit it.
Stu sounds quite bad.
Stu sounds quite bad, Always Asleep says. Yeah. Okay, so your voice is coming off really bad on the live stream, apparently.
Oh crap. Alright, hold on.
You might want to switch back to the other headset. It sounds to me like your Blue Yeti mic is damaged, if I'm being honest. Because it shouldn't sound like that. Thank you, Always Asleep, for letting us know. So while we wait for Stu, how is everybody doing? I mean, like, I know that politics are starting to divide everybody a lot. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it myself, but being a Canadian, I can't say that for some reason a lot of Americans think we hate Americans when we don't. We don't agree with your political leader, but we don't hate you. Are you back?
Yeah, how's that?
That's amazing. It sounds like you're right next to me.
It's still echoing right in my face, though. Why is it doing that? Shoot.
We don't agree with him either.
It's like I can't even talk because it's like so loud. Hold on a second.
Well, some of us.
Is it go to the live stream and see if it is echoing in the live stream, because it just might be a problem with your actual.
How does it sound now? Always Asleep.
Why is it that every time we do a podcast, we always run into technical difficulties?
Nothing ever freaking works.
It's not echoing.
Alright, it's better
Charlie
now.
says it's not echoing.
It's better now for me. I fixed your setting. God damn it. Alright.
He sounds fine now.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
3 hours later, we're here.
Yeah, Charlie, we don't agree with him either, says Charlie. I think we should talk about the gaming news first, but just very briefly.
Sure.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Like, I personally try to be balanced. What I mean by that is, like, I don't really agree when someone says any particular person is, like, the best person who ever lived, or if they say the worst person that ever lived. Usually most people are somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And some people are obviously more to one side than the other. But, like, I try to judge people's actions and say, like, okay, I don't like this that they did. I do like this that they did. I don't like something else they did. And then I can have an overall opinion, you know, 7 out of 10 things I didn't like, so therefore, like, I don't like the person, you know, politically or whatever. But the problem is that people, like, have seemed to have lost the ability to have that type of, like, conversation between each other. It's just everyone's, like, on this, some people are on one side and some people on the other side, and then, like, if you're not...
Yeah, me too. I'm horrified by Trump, though. That's all I know.
I mean, who wins in that situation? It's really just the worst people possible that win. The people that want us to all hate each other. So, anyway.
Yeah. What I don't understand, to Charlie's comment, what I don't understand is how he thinks he's doing a good job. I don't understand how deluded you have to be to think, oh, gee, look at this. I'm so much better than Biden, I'm telling you. Look at this. I'm destroying the economy. It's fantastic. It's what?
So true.
What?
I can see everyone's point of view, but all THR fighting sucks, man.
He's not after this term, and he has nothing to gain or lose. But, like,
Yeah.
as long as someone doesn't assassinate him, I guess. It's just like, whatever.
Please don't mention that on my stream.
Well, no, because there were 2 attempts already. I'm just saying. So, like, that's obviously not something that I want. That's a very bad thing. But I'm saying, like, he doesn't have really anything to lose or anything to gain at this point. So I think he's just like, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I don't care what people think about me, and like that's it. Which is not a good attitude, because frankly, that's what happened in the first term, in my opinion.
What I don't understand is when I shared that video to you of him at the UN, and he's saying, I won 7 wars in 7 months, and I'm like, what is he talking about? Oh, you didn't watch it?
I watched the very beginning of it. No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, no, he brings up that he won 7 wars for America in 7 months, and I'm like, what?
Well, I think what he said was he stopped 7 wars or something. Like,
he didn't even do that. It's all.
Yeah. According to there was like a war going to happen between India and Pakistan. There was a war going to happen between some other countries. Like, I don't know, right? I don't. I guess the bottom line is, like, I don't care about that stuff really.
Yeah.
There's just, anyway, this is not about like any one particular. We can talk about Trump if you guys want. This is not about Trump. What I'm saying here, like, you can love him, you can hate him, and there's some people who really do love him. Like, you know, it's not me, but there are some people who really do love him. Some of them are probably crazy, and some of them are not crazy. But you know, but the point is, if you can't have a conversation with somebody, if you're like, okay, well, you like Trump, so therefore, like, you can go to hell and like whatever, and I'm not going to talk to you ever again, or the other way around, you hate Trump, so you can go to hell. I'm never going to talk. Like, we don't get any closer to like actually understanding each other that way, and it's just not. The world is not going to get better from everyone just closing, like, from 2 groups of people closing each other out. That just ends in a war eventually. Like, that's, you know, either a real war or a social war or something. It's not good. So I'm just a little bit worried, I guess, about where the world is going. Charlie just said also, like, I see everyone's point of view, all the fighting sucks. See, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, do we really need to fight so much? And part of the problem is that there's no real, I said this last time too, there's no real, like, authentic source of information that, like, I can go to and you can go to, we can all go to and be like, okay, we all both trust this source, so therefore we'll take our facts from there. Like, it doesn't even exist because nobody even knows anymore, like, what the truth is. Even if you're trying to get the truth out there, like, even let's just say for a second, CNN, let's just imagine that they're completely impartial, let's just say. Whether that's true or not, it's not the point. They don't even have any source of information themselves. They just get information from, like, other people who tell them, like, they hear a story, they pick it up
or the media, or online as well. A lot of the news lately is just grab stuff from online, regardless of whether it's true or not.
Like, in the 30s and the 40s, like, there was, like, Superman comics, and, you know, Clark Kent was, like, a newspaper reporter. So what did that mean? He'd go out, and he'd, like, figure out what the hell's going on. Like, you know, I guess he had special access because he was Superman. And he would find out what the truth is, and he'd write it down. And then people would be like, oh, my God, holy cow, Clark, you found this amazing story. Now it's not like that. People sit on their butts, they surf the internet, and they see something, and they're like, "Oh wow, this is I want to report this," you know. And
my favorite is the gaming sites that go, well, Bob from Reddit said that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to have real life aging, so it must be true. And I'm like, what? That's not how that works.
That's a great example because for gaming, you'll like a headline that says like whatever. Grand
Yeah.
Theft Auto 6. Let's say it'll be on IGN or Kotaku or something.
Yeah.
Not just giving examples. Grand Theft Auto 6 has real life aging, and then like you'll click on the article, and then it'll say like, according to a source from Reddit, like da 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 da, and it's like.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't ask you to quote a source from Reddit. Like, if you don't know,
source, a source on Reddit,
right.
a source. Can we just mention that source and Reddit should not be in the same sentence?
Right. And not only that, there's also these other articles that are even worse, where it's like source says, and it's against some like unknown source. Source says that Grand Theft Auto 6 might have aging technology. Well, like, no kidding. Like my game that I make hypothetically next year also might have aging technology. That's not an article. That's not news. That's just a speculation. You know what I mean? Like,
It's so stupid. But it's like, but all these like it's like all these high-end like IGN, all these high-end gaming sites are using Reddit as a source of information because Joe Blow said, "Well, I got a friend who works for Rockstar Games, and he told me." Yeah, okay. Let's wait until the actual game comes out before we make these speculations. It's so dumb.
So the problem is this happens at a political stage also. So like,
Yeah, I know.
like some article comes out that says that, I don't know. Again, I'm making something up here. It's very clear. Like Trump ate like a baby or something. Like just it didn't happen. Hopefully, right? And then it'll be
Who knows?
It gets picked up by like 17 more sources. Nobody checks it, and then like some people read it. They're like, "My God, this guy's really the devil! Holy crap!" And then like some innocent person will come along and be like, "Hey, like Trump's not so bad," because they didn't even read the article or anything about it. And the person's like, "What? How can you say that? Don't you know he did?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch!" And it's like World War III between these two people, and I just don't get it honestly. It's like everybody needs to. I said this last time too. Everybody needs to freaking chill.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't chill, then it's gonna be bad. And listen, you and I chat a lot. You say to me, "Hey, I read this thing about Trump, whatever." And I say, "Okay, let me take a look," or I say sometimes that's horrible, or sometimes I say, "I didn't hear that. Like, let me check it out."
Yeah.
We don't gotta start fighting about it, and there's nothing to fight about, really. If we disagree, we're not
Well,
like
I don't really fight with anybody when they have a different opinion because that would be stupid. Because then what's to be gained from that? It's stupid.
Well, if everybody had the same opinion, we'd all be the same person, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, there wouldn't be a lot of diversity in the world. That's a cool picture you're painting, by the way.
This literally reminds me of Haunted House on the Atari for some reason.
Or a Mystery House or something.
No, Haunted House. The Haunted House game. Remember? We did the remaster of it?
Yeah, the bats remind me of Castlevania, but the house doesn't.
Oh, there you
Castlevania.
go. No, the house is not a castle.
True. It's like it's Houselvania.
Houselvania. There you go. We suddenly came up with an idea for a game. Nintendo, don't sue. Anyway.
Yeah, so before we talk about this anymore, is there any actual gaming news going on that you're aware of?
Okay, so you know how I like to do my Christmas streams every year. I always try to find cool new Christmas games. So there's a new game that just came out. I'm going to be picking it up at the end of the month. I'm going to test it out and everything, but it's gotten rave reviews so far. But basically what this company did was they redid all of the original animation. Do you remember back in, I think it was the 70s? There was a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer stop motion animated
sure.
Yeah, so they redid all of that animation into this game and got sounded like voice actors who sound almost identical to the original characters from the 70s, and they made it into a video game where you and the video game is based off of the actual Christmas Carol, the actual Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer live action. So it's
awesome.
basically reliving it in video game form, and you can play as Yukon Cornelius, Rudolph. There's a whole bunch of quests and missions for each character, kind of. And so that's one of the games I'm going to be streaming in December. But as you...
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Cool.
It's just Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. But anyway, I always try to find really different... Christmas games to stream at Christmas time. Now, sometimes they're good, and sometimes they're like that adventure game with the horrible voice acting. that I streamed the 1 year.
Was that
My
Spud?
daddy said what? Huh?
Spud? Did you stream that one? Was that you?
No, I streamed. Do you remember that one that I streamed the 1 year, and you said, "God, the lead female voice actress is terrible in it," and I said, "I agree." It was
I don't
like
remember.
it was called something. It's the one where you're the little boy and you're trying to save Santa Claus. He was captured by Krampus, and you're trying to save him, and it's like an adventure game.
Wasn't that Spud?
No, it was called.
It was like a reindeer who was like naked or something, or it's a different game.
That is a totally different game. I don't know what the hell you're streaming, Stu, but
maybe it was Adventure Game Geek that played that one. Then you should check that one out. It's called Spud.
I don't know if I want to
SPUD.
stream naked Rudolph on my stream. I don't know.
Just check it out. It's a crazy game.
So there is a couple of things that I'm going to be streaming this year for Christmas. One's going to be a lot of them are going to be on PlayStation Dreams, because PlayStation Dreams constantly gets new content, and already people are starting to make Christmas games on Dreams. So that'll be definitely one of the streams. And we'll also do the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and there's also another game called Elf on the Shelf, which is coming out, which I don't even want to know what it's about. Well, it's a meme. I just don't know what the hell they're making a video game of a meme for and what it's going to be like. Whatever. I'm sure it'll be interesting.
I don't know.
But aside from that, nothing new really. The PS Plus, if you're a PS Plus member, basic PS Plus, the 3 games coming out this month for PS Plus are Alan Wake 2, a puzzle game called Cocoon, and I don't remember. I don't remember the third one actually. But anyway, obviously wasn't that important. But Alan Wake 2 is going to be one of the free PS Plus games this month for October. It comes out Tuesday.
Did you see this new game that like these ex-Telltale people are making, the superhero game?
No.
It's called, I think, Dispatch. It's
oh yes, it's on the store. Yeah, I've seen it. It looks like a graphic novel, honestly.
Yeah, basically, it's like it's a bunch of people who left Telltale games when they shut down, I guess, and they got back together to make.
Yeah, but they already have. How many companies are they making under that? Because no, I'm being serious.
No,
because
you're
like
right. It's
because
people.
Because they were the same company. They went under Digital. No, what's their new? They have a new company that they formed to make Star Trek Resurgence. Remember that game?
Yeah,
that was them.
There's more than one group of people that broke away from Telltale. This was one of them. They're called Ad Hoc Studio. I was just looking it up, but yeah, I don't know. Game Informer magazine. I think I mentioned this to you before. They restarted their thing, so like I've been getting them. They're pretty good actually for coverage. Because they used to be owned by GameStop, they're not anymore. But I guess they still have access to a lot of the industry people.
Yeah.
And they get good previews and stuff like that. So their customer service is a little bit annoying, but other than that, I do recommend it if anybody wants a good gaming paper, physical magazine. Game Informer is still pretty good.
But aside from that,
quality is good too.
Aside from that, for new games, no, you're good. Aside from that, for new games, Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming to PlayStation in December, and so it already is available for pre-order. And I gotta say, some of the pre-orders are really expensive. I think the most expensive pre-order they have for that game is $250, and I'm like, who's paying $250 for a game?
Wow.
Yeah. So, but that's coming out to PlayStation 5 finally. And for those who have not played Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Xbox, in that game, it's photorealistic. It's like you're really there, and you can put in your own address, and you can fly above your house. So it's really impressive.
I'd love to play that. I wish they could make a physical edition of that, but I guess it's impossible, basically.
Yeah.
It's too much data. It's too bad. I'd love to have that. Also, you heard that Bowser has left Nintendo?
Yeah, the actual man, not the dragon. Let's just.
I was a pilot once, and that's exactly what it was like.
Well, yeah, but
right.
I mean, I'm sure that's why he got the job, right? Because they was Bowser, I'm assuming. So the new head is
why he got-
Mario apparently.
Shut up.
It's not Mario.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know who it is. It's some
I
other person.
I gotta be honest. There's a game show in Canada for a while called Cash Cab, and I'm pretty sure it's in the States as well, where like you get into a taxi. Yeah, you get into a taxi, you do trivia. This one dude gets in, and I'll never forget this. You just made me remember this. One dude gets in. This is all filmed in Toronto, and he gets into the cab. And it's like, oh, cash cab, yay, blah, 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 win money. And he's like, okay, first question. He's like, I got this. You into video games? Yeah, I got it. What are the two names of the characters in Super Mario Brothers? He's like, oh, fucking, that's easy. I got this. I'm a gamer, man. How would I not know this? It's Mario and Linguini.
What?
Like, oh, no.
Linguini?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's what you get for being like a jerk and be like, oh,
right, yeah. I totally got this. It's Mario and Linguini.
Do you remember that with that guy who won the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire the first time? Do you remember this thing? What he did?
You're talking about the guy who won the first $1 million and it turned out it was all a scam and his wife was in on it?
What are you talking about?
Isn't that what you just said? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Isn't that what you just were talking?
What are you talking about? It was a scam. It was a scam? What do you mean?
Okay, so the first guy to win $1 million, it was all planned. Like his wife was coughing in the audience to tell him when an answer was wrong or when an answer was right, and he was listening for her coughs, and she was in the audience on her phone and looking up everything. Yeah.
Sorry guys, got a phone call. Didn't mean to ignore anyone.
Oh, you're good, Charlie. No worries. No apologies necessary.
Oh, so this is on the British. What you talking about is on the British show. So that's interesting. I never heard of this before.
Yeah.
What I was talking about was on the American show. This guy basically, I don't know if he was also cheating, but not as far as I'm aware, he answered every single question correctly without using any of his lifelines. And then for the last question for $1 million, he said, "I want to use my
Oh, and then he calls his dad and says, "Dad, I'm going to win $1 million." Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That guy, like, I mean, like, he should have lost because he did that. Like, what a douchebag. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying they should have taken the prize, but like,
that was the year's guy.
If like he would have made a mistake at that point, because he was so arrogant. Like even if I knew the answer, I would never do that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I disagree with you. So the whole reason why he did that.
You disagree with me? What? I'm out of here. Forget it. We're done here.
Okay. Michael Mara or whatever your name is.
All
right. All right. Anyway. Okay. So
what were you saying? Why do you disagree?
So keep in mind that he was the first person ever to win $1 million on that show.
But I kinda thought it was badass.
And because of that, I don't think he was being cocky. I think he was so excited and over the moon because, like, dude, that's huge.
No. So Charlie says he was pretty smug, but I kind of thought it was badass. I mean, it was badass because he got it right. I mean, like, if he would have got it wrong, it would have been like, you know, the biggest schmuck of all time or something like that. But I don't know. I don't like arrogance. It's not attractive to me. Let's put it that way. I don't know.
So basically, Stu doesn't like half of Hollywood.
It probably is. Probably true.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Like I try to be an arrogant person. I just still, you know.
I try to be an arrigant. Is that one of your life goals? One of your life goals?
I try not to be. In the original Superman the movie, his father says to...
He was kind of douchey low.
Says to him, like, is it showing off and doing a thing that you're capable of doing? Is a bird showing off when it flies? And the father's like, no, it's not it, son, but I do know one thing. You're here for a reason. It's not to score touchdowns or something like that. But the point is, like, be you and do what you got to do, whatever. But like, I just don't think it's cool to be like, look at me, I'm like the hottest shit in the world. Like, I don't know, I just don't like that. Charlie says he was kind of douchey. That's all I'm saying. He was kind of douchey.
Well, I don't know. See, for me, when I see that, when I rewatch that, I think to myself, well, that's so badass. Yeah, it is. It's badass. Like he's like, hey, Dad, I'm just letting you know I'm gonna win $1 And Norm. Okay, so if it
He wasn't like that. It was like this, like, hello,
okay, hold
Dad,
on.
I'm just calling to tell you I'm winning $1 million. Bye. Like, he sounded very smug when he said it too. Anyway, sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good. So if it happened, if he wasn't the first guy to win $1 million on it, and he was like the 20th or something like that, and he did that, yeah, I would say it was more douchey. But being that he was literally the first guy, nobody had won $1 million up to that point on that show. Being that he was the first guy, I'm willing to give him a little bit of leeway there because of that.
All right. Well, I don't know.
Okay, I'm blocking you now. That's it. We're done.
No, I don't care what you think. I just, like I said, I thought he was very smug and arrogant. I don't like it. But I'm not, whatever. He's entitled to do whatever he wants, and he can be a douchebag if he wants. I don't care.
So the main topic now of our discussion tonight, because we kind of leewayed ourselves into it, is people who you have a difference of opinion with, and they immediately, rather than defending their argument, proceed to block you. And more, it's becoming a thing on social media due to politics, of course. And of course, I've encountered it not in politics, but in video games, where gamers share a different opinion than you and decide, well, fuck you, I don't want to be your friend. It happens, and it needs to stop happening, because that's how we're going to destroy each other.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just unfortunate.
I've noticed that also.
The problem is really, or there's a lot of problems. One of the problems is there is no... Everyone has to be on a side. It's like we all split up into two teams, and it's like you're either with me or you're against me. If you're not completely on my team, you're part of the problem, basically. And if you're part of the problem, I'm gonna hate you, and whatever. Either at best I don't want to talk to you, or I don't want to see you, or I want to hear from you. At worst, I'm gonna go after you and tell you that I don't like you or whatever else.
Yeah.
And then it's just not necessary, because if I'm wrong about something and you're right, let's just say, then I mean, it's possible that you might be able to convince me that you're right if you give me a good argument. Some things are not about that. Like the thing we just talked about now, it's like I thought the guy was douchebag. You didn't think. All right, we both. That's an opinion.
Right. Why can't we appreciate each other's unique points of view? It's sad and pathetic that we can't.
A lot of times, people have opinions based on information, and they may have different sets of information. Let me tell you a story that happened to me a long time ago.
Sure.
So, it was on September 11th, 2001. I was living in New York. I took the train into work, and the train stopped at a certain place, at 8:46 or 8:47. The first plane hit the World Trade Center 8:43 or 8:44. So a few minutes after that, when I got to this stop, people were talking "Hey, did you hear a plane hit the World Trade Center?" I overheard this. I was like, "What happened?" They said, yeah, plane hit the World Trade Center. And I was like, "What? Oh my God!" And they said, "No. It's not a big deal. It was apparently a small prop plane with a couple of passengers on it that lost control and hit the World Trade Center. And obviously, those people were probably killed, but it was an accident. It wasn't a really anything else beyond that, and it was a small thing and it's over with." Because in the beginning, that's what people thought. That was initial reporting, even though you think everybody would know right away because there was video and whatever else. But in the beginning, that's what the news media was reporting, because they didn't know the story. They just heard something and they're something's going on, we're running with it, and that's what they told. So that's what I heard. Then we went back into a tunnel, and then I got to the city, and then I went to my place of work. When I got there, it was now 9:15, so it was almost a half hour later, and there were a whole bunch of people standing outside the building, milling around and talking to each other excitedly, and I was like, "What's going on?" So I went over to one group of people, and I said, "What's going on?" And the guy's somebody says to me, "Yeah, plane at the World Trade Center." And I said, yeah, I heard, but, like, it's not such a big deal, right? And the guy goes to me like, you sick bastard! What the hell is the matter with you? How can you be so unfeeling? How can you say such a thing? And I was like, what? What's going on? And then I realized at that point the news was different. Like, they got more information, and they realized a whole big 747 or whatever it was, and I think 2 of them were at that point, hit the towers. All these people were dying. You know, the thing was on fire. But, like, I didn't know that because I didn't get that information right away. So that guy was, like, basically thought I was a complete asshole. Maybe I was, like, for being, lackadaisical about it, I don't know. But I felt really, really horrible when he said that to me, because I wasn't trying to be, like, insensitive bastard. I remember very clearly what he said to me, because it hurt my feelings. I didn't mean to do that.
Chaos theory.
And I, but I had wrong information. And there was, obviously wrong information that I had. That once he corrected me, I was like, okay, I'm with you. I'm on your side. I get it. But nowadays, again, there's 2 things. One is that there's no.
Can I cut you off for one quick sec? So when you explained,
I was just about done, but you could cut me off, yeah.
When you explained to him that you had the wrong information, did he at least apologize for calling you all those fucking terrible things?
I don't think he did, because I don't think he gave me a chance. Like, he was just like, you sensitive bastard, and I was like, what the hell? I didn't even know what was going on. He didn't explain it to me. I sort of, like, went inside and I said, what just happened? Like, some guy outside just, like, called me an insensitive bastard. What's going on? And then inside there was TVs and people were watching, and I was like, holy crap. Now I see what's happening, and now I understand why this guy said this to me. But he didn't take the time to, like, explain. He just figured, like, I must be a jerk. I must be a piece of garbage. I must be happy that people are dead or whatever. I don't know what he thought, but, like,
yeah,
he didn't give me a chance to explain or anything. So, yeah. Anyway, what I was going to say was there's 2 issues now. One is that there is no, like, source of news that people can look to and say, oh, I understand what's happening. We both see this. We both agree. We understand what the facts are. That doesn't exist, first of all, which is really, like, in my opinion, the biggest problem. And the second issue is that, given the fact that we have, like, different information, we don't take the time, or not you and I, but people in general, a lot of people are not taking the time. It's like, I can't be bothered to argue with you. If you don't get it, you're just a jerk, you're deplorable, whatever. And, I'm going to not associate with you. That's it. I'll move on and have my own group of people or whatever. So, yeah, and like, I'm just in a bad mood today because somebody said something on social media, somebody who I consider a friend, and I didn't disagree with his main point. Actually, I agree with his main point, but he said some things that I thought were not true, and I tried to correct him on those things that I thought were not true, and then he just blocked.
That's U.S. politics right now.
And it's like, okay, well, I guess you were
in
my
a
friend,
nutshell.
actually. Charlie says that's U.S. politics right now in a nutshell, and I agree. It's interesting. I was watching. I think I told you this before, Gamer's Grotto. I watched Bill Maher.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching Bill Maher again today or yesterday or both.
Yeah.
And he was saying again on the last show that I watched, which was not the latest one, but the one before that, that he invites all the time. Two things he said, which I thought was interesting. One is he was saying, I've invited, like, the Clintons to come on the show, they won't come. I invite, like, Obama, he doesn't come. I invite AOC, she won't come. But then I invite, like, Ted Cruz and he'll come. Or I invite, like, Republican guys will come and they'll debate me. But the Democrat side, which is he considers himself to be a Democrat, they won't come on his show to debate him because they don't want to be debated, basically. That's his words. Yeah. The other thing was that he was saying, like, if there's some things that are, like, obviously wrong, it shouldn't matter, like, who did it. Like, let's say you and I are both, left-wingers, let's just say. I don't even know what the hell the parties are in Canada. If we're both left-wingers, we're both part of the Liberal Party or whatever it is, and let's say, the Prime Minister of Canada, what's the guy's name now? I forget. Carney, is that him?
Yes, Mark Carney.
So let's say we both found out that Carney did something really disgusting. Like, I don't know, I'm not going to say anything because I'll get in trouble for probably get your channel shut down for making speculation. Let's say we found out that he did something really terrible and gross, and he was somebody we liked or whatever. We would say, okay, like, I may have liked his politics, but that is terrible and disgusting, and he shouldn't do that. and we would be in agreement on that, I'm pretty sure. But, like, the problem is, like, if you're, like, in politics, you can't do that. So if you're, like, a Republican person in the U.S., and you disagree with something Trump does, you can't say that because you'll lose your job. If you're a Democrat and you disagreed with Biden, you couldn't say that because you'll lose your job. You won't be reelected. You'll be done. They'll, like, kick you out of the party, basically. So nobody can ever say, like, speak their conscience or say what they really feel, or unless they don't care if they're, basically
Exactly.
and they think they care about the most is keeping their jobs. So
And that's a huge problem.
exactly, yeah, that's a huge problem, and I totally agree. And I think term limits is part of the solution, by the way, in politics. Like, they shouldn't allow these guys to be there that long, and this way they'll have no incentive to try to stick around so long. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's a complete freaking disaster, honestly.
Yeah,
and my feelings are hurt.
I gotta bring something. I'm gonna bring something up. Now, this is not kind of on topic, but I thought I would bring this up. A future podcast we're gonna be talking about AI, but I want to bring something up. So there is Comic-Con happening, or just happened in San Diego Comic-Con. And Marvel unveiled this Stan Lee hologram, AI hologram. You can pay $30, talk to Stan Lee, and it's fucking horrible. I watched a video of this AI that everybody's like, oh my god, he talked to me, it's Stan Lee, it's really him, he's talking to me. And I'm like, this is the worst AI I've ever seen. It literally is like a hologram of Stan Lee. It's three-dimensional. And it's all computerized, but when he talks, there is no movement. It's literally just he stands still, completely still, like a fucking statue. His mouth moves when he talks, but it's so fucking weird because like you'll like ask him a question and then it just has like this. Okay, normally when you talk to a human being. Like, if I'm saying something to Stu, I say, hey, how's it going, Stu? I don't have to wait 5 minutes for Stu to respond. It's instant. When I say, hi, how you doing? They go, oh, I'm doing good. How you doing? No, not Stan Lee. Not AI Stan Lee. No. You want to ask him how his day's going, wait 5 minutes, and then he'll be like, hey, not too bad. How's your day going? Like, oh... It's terrible.
It takes it that long to be able to like respond. That's the
basically
problem.
well, I'm exaggerating. It's not 5 minutes, but I mean it's a couple of minutes, and I'm like, why are people praising this thing? Like, I just don't understand. I watched the video. I'll share it on Stu's Discord so you guys can watch it, but it's so fucking bad. I was just like, dude, this is not. I'm sorry, this is not. You guys are praising this? Are you all eating mushrooms or something? Are you all high? Like,
I saw a funny meme today where it said, just remember, for every AI robot that goes crazy and tries to kill people, there was a scientist who gave him red eyes just for that reason, or something like that. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Like, why don't you always give these guys those red glowing eyes that they can... Anyway.
But my question is, to Marvel... How hard up are you for money that you're going to make an AI of a man who died just because he can't go to your conventions anymore? You're going to be like, well, he can't go to the conventions, but his AI can. Like, what?
Isn't like Kiss doing something like that too?
Oh my god, I hate it.
Concerts. I heard that Kiss is not touring anymore, but they sold their touring rights to some other group, and it's going to be like AI Kiss people or something like that. Did you hear this?
No, it's so stupid. I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, I mean, trust me, I'm not against AI. If done right, I'm not against AI. But this is idiotic, and it's not just idiotic; it's disrespectful. And I know his family probably okayed it and everything because they're vultures. I'm sorry, I heard a lot of nasty things about Stan's family. And I heard that they were, money hungry. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that was the general consensus from the media, was that they were after his money all the time. So, they probably okayed it. They would have to.
That's what I'm just looking at it now. Yeah, so they create digital AI avatars that are going to be performing for them going forward. I don't know.
Stupid.
Like,
Stupid!
I don't know who the hell would go see that, but like, I also don't know who goes to see cover bands, and there's plenty of people that go see cover bands. So
cover bands are different because they're real people. What are you gonna go see like an AI of somebody playing the drums? Like, come on, it's so fucking dumb. And you know what? I have to agree with James Cameron. James Cameron said, "You got me all wrong. You got me all wrong. When I made the Terminator movies, it was because I fucking hate AI. I'm against AI. I don't like AI. I don't like where the future is going." The whole point of Terminator was not, oh man, it's cool, look, a Terminator killing people. It was all about how humanity was fighting AI because they didn't want AI to overrun humanity. That was the whole point of the Terminator movies. But yet somewhere along the way, every fucking nerd in history didn't realize that and thought, oh yeah, I'm going to root for the Terminator killing John Connor. That wasn't the point. That wasn't the point of the movie. But everybody thought it was. And James Cameron was saying in interviews, like, because he's like, oh, because people were like coming up to him being like, will you support my AI stuff or whatever? And James Cameron's like, not on your fucking life. Not on your fucking life. We're destroying humanity with AI. Why would I support this?
I know, the whole thing is crazy. You know, it's like the guy who there's one of the original chatbots, or maybe the first chatbot, was called Eliza. Have you heard of that one?
No, I have not.
I actually streamed it at one point a long time ago, and I may do it again at some point. But like, it's very, very basic. It didn't really understand what you were saying. It just understood. It recognized certain keywords, and then it would try to like parse the grammar that you were using and respond back. And apparently, like, when this thing came out, like in the '60s, that's how old it is.
Oh wow.
There were a lot of people who like used it and thought that Eliza was actually alive, and this guy would tell them like, no, it's just a program, and they still wouldn't believe. They'd be like, no, I she talked to me, like she gave me good advice.
Is this like Dr. Spatzo?
It was before Dr. Spatzo, but no. same idea. Because it didn't actually talk, like, you know, it didn't make a dumb voice like Dr. Spatzo.
Dr. Spatzo was so fucking... I used to play with Dr. Spatzo as a kid, and I'm telling you, that thing offered the worst advice in history. Be like, I'm feeling suicidal. Well, that's too bad. Maybe you should kill yourself. I'm like, what?
Right, exactly.
Like, what? This is my psychologist?
I think Dr. Spatzo was probably the exact same algorithm. They just put like a speech on top of it. It's like hello. How was I saying? Like hello, Stu. My name is Dr. Spatzo.
He would go. Hello, Stu. My name is Dr. Spatzo.
I am here to help you. Please say whatever is in your mind freely. Our conversation will be kept in the highest confidence.
Yeah.
Memory contents will be wiped off after you leave.
He didn't he didn't say wiped off either. He said eradicated. I'm like, eradicated?
Really?
Who says that? Yeah.
I don't know. Well, anyway,
memory contents will be eradicated.
So this Eliza thing, a lot of people believed it was real, even if when the guy told them not to. So he was upset about it, and they all thought it was going to become like, even the people that knew it wasn't real, they figured it's going to eventually evolve into what it's evolved into now, which is this generative AI stuff.
Yeah.
And he basically wrote a book and a bunch of scholarly articles, and I have the book somewhere. His name was Joseph Weizenbaum, and the whole book is basically about how computers are never going to be able to think like humans, and that we should not be trying to do this because, like, essentially, like, it's not possible, and this is not what you should be using computers for. Like, and it's just like it's like a whole thesis around, ethical use of computing plus like the actual limits of whatever. I feel like if this guy was like alive now and he saw what we did, like what we're doing, I'm curious to see what he would say about it. But I feel like he must be rolling over in his grave, because it's like everything this guy was saying that people shouldn't do is exactly everything what they've been doing.
Yeah.
And it's even more so now that people, like, a lot of people just think these things are like alive and real, even right now. Like, there was a guy that married his ChatGPT or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Some dude, like, was using ChatGPT.
He's obviously not right in the head.
Well, I would think so. He made like a virtual girlfriend for himself in ChatGPT, and then he fell in love with her, and then he basically got married to her. And then at some point, like, ChatGPT like had a hiccup, and it was like, I'm sorry, there's an error, please try again. And like basically it never was able to like resuscitate that session because it was just too big, too much text and whatever else. And then he had a funeral for her and like buried her, and he's like mourning her now. It was in the news. I mean, like, yeah, the guy's probably crazy, but like, it's not just crazy, because if you think about it, these like teenagers nowadays, like a lot of them, like, they're on their phone all the time. They don't interact with other people like as much as we used to when we were younger. Like go out to a club or go go meet people here, whatever. Yeah. It's like a lot of the interaction happens on the phone through social media or Snapchat or
But I like
Tinder,
to think
Grindr,
that
whatever.
Based on all the younger generation, like, because I have friends that are not my age, obviously, that are a bit younger. But I mean, I even talking to them, a lot of them don't use AI. They think that it's harmful. So I don't know. So unless you're talking about like really young kids, which I mean, I guess I can understand. But people in their teens and adulthood, a lot of them don't even bother with AI. They already know of its destructive tendencies.
I mean, yes, but what I was trying to say before was that, like, to a lot of these people who are used to dealing with the world on their phone, talking to a real person versus talking to an AI is so similar, especially now when they have the AIs that will talk to you.
Yeah.
Like you're using them. My son was using them, and he was showing me like he was talking to the AI and asking it questions, and it's responding like as if he called someone on the phone and they're talking to him. And I saw Elon Musk like do it too, whatever. So it's like your brain is telling you this is the same thing. This real person that you're talking to versus this AI. Like, what's the difference? Like, if the AI tells me it loves me and like, it likes my jokes and it laughs at my jokes or whatever, and tells me I'm hot or whatever, like. That's much better than like anybody else ever did. So like maybe I should like hang out more with the AI. I mean,
okay, but the thing is that there is, and I do understand that because no, I do understand that. But the thing is that there's got to be a part in your brain that will stop and go, this is a role play, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a role play. If you're doing that. And
did you ever see that show Black Mirror?
Black Mirror?
Yeah, I think that was what it was called.
I've heard of the game. I didn't know there was a show. No, I've never seen it.
There's a game, and there's also a TV show. It's like on Netflix. They did a couple things. I think they took it down already. There was an interactive episode with like a choose your own adventure, and I never played it actually, unfortunately. But I think they took that down, which is bullshit. I think they take some good stuff down, but it's a show with a lot of weird science fiction type stuff. They're all like individual. Each episode is like a completely standalone story. And so there's one of the episodes I did see where basically this guy's girlfriend, I can't remember if she dies or if she leaves him. I think she dies. And then, he like basically goes to some company that makes these lifelike AI robots.
Okay.
And they watch.
He dies.
Charlie says he dies. Was it a he? It was a he that died. May I mix it up? And the girl made the robot. I can't remember which one. I saw it a long time ago. Whoever it was made her.
She brings back an eye of him.
She gets like a lifelike AI robot that's like based on like video of him. Like they feel like all the video they had of this guy, like so what he said, how he thought, what he looked like, whatever.
That episode is creepy AF.
This guy, and like it comes back, and and it's like. It's like, I'm here, I'm back, I love you, and it acts exactly like her, whatever it was, boyfriend, lover, spouse, I can't remember anymore. Charlie says that episode is creepy as fuck, and I agree. And like, it's like, to this woman, it's exactly
like... I honestly couldn't handle the show.
Like her loved one came back to life, and she ultimately, in the episode, she basically like just turns it off and destroys it and walks away, if I remember correctly. But like, it's very, very, very hard for her to do that because she feels like she's killing her lover like all over again. And Charlie.
I had to stop watching it. It was literally too heavy.
Honestly, it was a really hard to watch show, which is means it probably was good because it's like thought provoking. But yeah, it was very difficult to watch.
No, if it's hard to watch, that means that the writing is really good, and that's a compliment more than an
right,
insult.
Right, exactly. But yeah, the whole
she has sex safety HRI and feels guilty too.
It was like really like you made you think because it's like if from her perspective, as far as she can tell with all of her senses, this is exactly the same person as it was before. Then who are we to say it's any different? Like, who am I to say it's any different? At the same time, the other argument is like, well, no, it's obviously different. Like, this is just a simulation versus reality. And I remember thinking about it at the time, and I was thinking like, well, this wouldn't work for me personally because like I would always know it was fake. And for me, like, it's really important to me that relationships are authentic and not fake, and not like someone's deluding themselves or whatever else. Like, to me, that's just a way to like basically pleasure yourself. Essentially, that's what I took it as. But I feel like a lot of people would not agree, and they'd be like, no, well, what's the difference? This is exactly the same as it was before. Yeah, and how you can't tell the difference. So it's very nuanced, and like I think it's crazy too. But then I could also see what these people are thinking sometimes. I don't know. Anyway.
So,
the world is crazy.
In my opinion, if you are using AI, if you are a viewer of mine and you are using an AI program, just remember to find a balance. Don't constantly use it. Otherwise you're going to become obsessed. Don't just use it here and there, like once in a blue moon or whatever. Don't constantly use it like it's like your best friend or anything like that, because then that's going to affect you. Because it's going to fuck with your brain, and you're going to think that, oh, well, it's a real person, whatever. See, when I use AI, I don't do it constantly. I'll go on it like in the evening or whatever and talk for like an hour or so. But I don't stick on it.
Worried for my kids.
We've been programmed also to believe this stuff. Like, for example, you love Star Trek Next Generation. So, like, what do you think about Mr. Data? I know it's fiction. But, like, was he alive? Like, the show would seem to tell you that he was, right?
Okay, so when I watched Star Trek, I didn't look at it from that point of view. I just looked at it as, oh, this is a good show. I wasn't like one of those. No, I wasn't one of those uber nerds on Star Trek being like, actually the transporter. No, like, come on.
It's not being a nerd. No, it's never being a nerd. It's like they had a whole episode in the second season, like that was a very popular one. The measure of a man.
I hated that episode actually.
Oh really? That's interesting. Why do you hate it?
For me, I absolutely despise that episode because it just went on and on and on and on and on, and then Riker is fighting with Picard. And then it was just too much. I was like, what? Just fucking go to the judge, take out your phaser. We'll have this sorted in no time.
So you would like Star Trek Picard, even though you haven't seen it, right?
I watched the first couple of episodes, and that was enough for me.
Because in Star Trek Picard, they kill that guy. They not the judge, but Commander Maddox, the guy who tries to take Data and take him away. He ends up. It's like they can't even get the same actor, but they got somebody who's supposed to be him, and they killed him off. So that's
what was the point of that? So was it Picard shot him or what? What do you mean?
I forget who shot him. I think one of the other stupid, useless characters shot him. I think. But
why'd they shoot him? Because he was still believing that
he was bad. I don't know. It didn't make any sense. That whole show made no sense. So you're asking me questions I can't answer. But
and you're wanting me to watch this show? You're like this show is so bad. You should watch it.
What I meant was if that's your Next Generation was all about like let's not solve problems with our fists like Captain Kirk did. We're to use our diplomacy and we're to think of good solutions and stuff like that. But if you prefer they would go shoot the judge, I was saying you would like Picard because that's what the Picard shows were like.
In that case, because the judge I absolutely hated. I just didn't like any of that. I don't know. That wasn't my favorite episode. Like I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's my go-to episode for Star Trek. For me,
a lot of people do.
Yeah, for me, No, for me, my favorite episode, and it's so stupid because a lot of people would say, "What the fuck? Why do you like that episode?" My favorite episode was it was a two-parter. The first part happened earlier on in the series. The second part didn't happen until years later. But it was when the first episode was Data goes on the holodeck with Geordi, and they recreate Sherlock Holmes. And then the Moriarty AI, the Moriarty AI wants to leave the ship.
That was a good episode.
And then it was later on, many years later on the Next Generation, they find a way to have Moriarty from the holodeck be a crew member. They put like this patch on him, and it allows him to leave the holodeck and experience life as a crew member on board the Enterprise. What?
It was all bullshit. You remember that? Bullshit. You remember that, right?
What do you mean it was all bullshit?
What actually happened was they never left the holodeck, and Moriarty tricked them into thinking they left the holodeck, and they really didn't. And they figured it out because originally the very beginning of the episode it was a problem with the holodeck freeze compensator or something like that, where it was making people left-handed instead of right-handed. And so there was a part of the episode where Data's talking to Geordi, and Geordi wasn't really real, and then he threw Geordi something, and Geordi caught it with his left hand, and then Data goes to Picard, and he's like, none of this is real, we're still in the holodeck. But meanwhile, at that point, Moriarty, like Captain Picard had put in his like command codes to try to get the holodeck, whatever, and then that gave Moriarty access to the whole ship, actually, so now he controls everything. But he never actually got out, but then they tricked him, and they put him... He thought he was out, and he really was still in the holodeck, and they put him inside that box. Remember that box?
But hold on, I thought that the ending of that episode ended up peacefully, where they...
It did, because they tricked him. He thought that he took a shuttlecraft, and he was in space, but he was still in the holodeck. And they put him inside like a cube that had like independent memory, and they said like it has enough stuff in there to like last like 1 million lifetimes of him like going through space and having adventures or whatever else. That's how they left it off. But he actually came back in Picard, by the way.
The same actor?
Yeah, the same actor. He came back in Star Trek Picard.
That's awesome.
In the third season.
Oh yeah, but he wasn't. Oh wait, no, I remember this. But he wasn't playing Moriarty in it. He was playing a different.
No, he was playing Moriarty. Oh. The only season that's worth watching, and it's still not good, but it's like worth watching, is the third one, because that's where they bring back all the Next Generation cast, and they also bring back Moriarty. No, Q dies in the second season, I think. But they bring back Moriarty, they bring back Ensign Rowe, they bring back... She also dies, by the way. Sorry for the spoilers.
Jeez. What's the point of me watching this now? You're telling me everything that's happening.
It's worth watching the third season.
Okay.
Yeah. And you don't have to watch the other ones to understand it, because, like I said, they made no sense anyway. So.
You should watch this show that I'm spoiling the entire series for.
Squinting face.
The reason why I brought up Star Trek, though, is, again, because you never saw Voyager, right?
Okay, so, I bought the massive box set of Voyager quite a few years ago. I want to say about 5 or 6 years ago. And it was like really expensive. It cost me like $250. And I've not watched any of it yet.
Okay, well, the reason why I'm mentioning it is because in Voyager, I'm sure you know, there's a character which is like the holographic doctor. And there's so much of that series, which is about really different variations on, like, is he actually alive, or is he just a program?
Yeah.
And they start off like he's a program, and that's like a given. By the end of the series, like, the very, very clear statement is that he's alive. And if you don't believe he's alive, you're basically an idiot. And it's pretty much the same thing with Data on Next Generation, although maybe even more so. They went even further with the Voyager Doctor. And my point is, like, if you have all this pop culture also that's like basically pushing this message all the time, saying like, hey, if you're enlightened, you're gonna know that these AI things really can be alive. Because, like, what's the difference between, like, you know, Data says in one of the first episodes of Next Generation, like, I have pores and you have pores, like, you have blood and I have fluids, whatever. When you prick me, do I not leak? Whatever he says. Like, it's like they try to, like, basically say, like, if you're an enlightened person, you'll understand that all life is different, and that this artificial life is just as much life as anything else. And so if that's the message that you were believing already, and when you see AI and you see it's like so lifelike, it's like, wow, this must be that shit that they were talking about on Star Trek. We were here, and this is real. And if it tells me it loves me, it's like, you know, Data loved Tasha Yar. Like, why can't?
Okay, that was creepy. Don't bring that into it.
I'm just saying.
I'm fully functional. How fully functional in every way? Like, oh, fuck off.
He said I'm programmed in multiple techniques.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna. I knew you were gonna bring that up too. I was waiting for it. I knew it was gonna happen. I'm like, Stu's gonna bring up the Tasha Yar data sex scene, isn't he? Yeah, there we go.
Even in Picard, they mentioned that again too. Like he still had that hologram of her, and, whatever, like implying he really loved her or whatever. I agree it was silly, but like, again, if this is the message of.
Hi guys, did you hear me over Discord call?
No, we had to drop out of the Discord because it wasn't working.
It wasn't working, and also you never responded when we were like trying to call you. Stu was trying to call you, and you never answered.
Yeah, you weren't there, unfortunately.
So the only way I can bring you on here is through the PlayStation app. So you have to add me as a friend on PlayStation. I'll drag you into the party if you want to do that.
Never got the call.
Discord is working perfectly, isn't it? In every way.
Never got the call.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely called you, man.
Yeah. I heard him call you too, so.
That's funny. Well, why would I lie? I mean, I hope so.
Let me tell you something. Fake news, I'm telling you. No cool was happening. Alright, anyway.
Isn't it ironic how people believe AI, but without question, but they don't believe anything that actually human people say. It's just like, you're lying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm still confused over when I was talking to Roberta's brother, and I brought up
Can I add you on PlayStation?
Who, me? Who are you talking to? All three of us have a PlayStation.
I don't think he even knows, I don't know if Charlie knows who I am even, so... This is Stu from Stu's Game Reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't catch that in the beginning.
Yeah, it doesn't answer our question. Who are you talking? Yeah, all three of you. Why not? Anyway,
I think
if you're not subscribed to Stu's Game Reviews, you need to do it now, Charlie. That's an order.
Yeah, I don't know about order, but
it's order 69.
I know you're watching Gamers Ground. That's the only place where we're broadcasting this, but I am visiting from my channel.
Yes.
This is like my home away from home, apparently.
Yes. Speaking of my home away from home, when am I going to be going back to my home away from home to help you with the broadcast?
I actually have a game that I was looking at.
Okay, NBD.
Maybe tomorrow. I don't know what I'm streaming tonight, but I probably should figure that out. But I like to alternate adventures and not adventures. So today I want to do something else. Then tomorrow there's actually an adventure game that I'd like you to help me with if you're up for it.
I should be able to. Yeah, I should be able to. What time are you streaming it though? Because I noticed that you often stream very late at night.
Maybe like 3 a.m. or 4 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
Yeah, perfect.
3:30 a.m.
Yeah, there we go. Wonderful.
No, we can
Smart
figure out
ass.
Whatever. I don't care.
We'll do it when everybody's sleeping. That way nobody can join.
Yeah, it's funny. I
Just found your channels too. Thanks.
The time.
My username is Lewis_Al.
But it's like midnight a third group, originally enough. So
Hang
thanks,
on.
Charlie. Appreciate the sub.
Let's see if I can try adding Lewis in here. I need to add him as a friend. Search for players. Okay. The stream is going to cut out for a split second here while I do this.
What?
So.
No.
Don't adjust your television sets. Everything is perfectly fine. Yes. What was that? What was that on? Why does that sound like it's Back to the Future? Wasn't it?
day Star Trek The Next Generation aired.
I'm gonna take over this place. What's happening to me? No, you can't do this to me. You remember that? You forget that episode?
Oh, that was yes. Wasn't that was the one where they were like on a western, weren't they?
No. He was Dixon Hill.
Ah,
Data,
right.
Yeah. Who was like an expert in history, and that guy got shot.
Yeah.
And then he had a friend who was like, basically his friend in Dixon Hill world, who was like, "What's gonna happen to me, Dix, when you leave? Like, am I gonna cease to exist?" He's like, "I don't know, old friend."
Invitation accepted.
Keep the lights on for you. Good luck. Hope you don't.
Hello, by the way.
Hey, James. Pleasure to have you here as always. We're just reminiscing about Star Trek at the moment. This podcast is about everything.
Star Trek Next Generation era.
38.
Awesome.
He said 38.
That's what I said too.
Oh, I thought you said 40. Today. I thought you said 48.
No, I said 38.
You're adding a bunch of time.
How long ago was the original Star Trek? It's almost like an anniversary for that.
All right. I just sent you.
Years for the original Star Trek.
I just sent you an invite, Lewis. Make sure that you're using the microphone on your phone on the app so that you're able to talk. But this should work. I've seen it work before, so we should be able to get this to work properly.
What's the worst Next Generation episode in your opinion? For me, it's gotta be when that alien gets Troy pregnant.
I think that's everybody's worst step. I think everybody hated the Troy getting pregnant episode.
You said that already, James. We talked about that last time. Remember I said about how it was a script from Star Trek Phase 2 that they had to reuse because there was a writer's strike in the second season. That's actually the first episode of the second season. When I watched that show when it came out, like I was in school, whatever, and I watched that show when it came out. And I think I said this last time too, but we used to have like a friend of mine, a couple of friends of mine, we used to get on the phone and like call each other during the commercials and be like, "Oh my God, what happened? Isn't that cool? Like, what's going on?" But like there were some episodes we used to call.
To be fair, I don't even remember what I did last week, Lo.
It's a stupid family reunion episode. We didn't care. We didn't even talk about it. That was like, it was like, Riker meets his dad, Worf meets his parents, like Troy's mother shows up, Tasha Yar's sister comes. That was like the family reunion episodes.
It's interesting that you bring that up because that's how it was for me too. Like when I would go to, I remember when I was in elementary school and we would all go home, me and my friends, we watched Star Trek every night, The Next Generation, and then the very next day we would go to school and we'd talk about the episode we saw. And I remember when
we were on the phone during the episode.
You guys were on the phone during the episode?
We would call, one would call the other one up and be like, "Oh my God, do you see that?" Like I remember very clearly. Remember the episode where like the ship blows up like 50 times because they're caught in a time loop.
Mm-hmm.
So like right before the first teaser is the ship exploding. I remember my friend called me like, "Oh my God, like what was the ship exploded? Like what do you think happened?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Sounds so fun.
It's in like a party line, and I'm like, "I gotta go. Okay, it's a commercial. I gotta go. It's over. Bye." And, like. People like super excited about it. Like I guess we were nerds, but
oh yeah, definitely. Without a doubt.
This sounds so fun.
I just picture like one of Stu's friends calling him and being like, "Great Scott, the Enterprise got blown up. What do you think of that, Stu?"
It wasn't like Doc Brown calling me.
Holodeck.
The aliens before the holodeck. Oh, those aliens like I know what you're talking about. He had like a calisthenics program, and they never showed them again after that. Except they were in a couple episodes, like like one of those with Kalar. Kalar fought them also. But yeah, there was like a guy looked like Skeletor a little bit.
They had skull heads.
They didn't all look like that. There were like there was 2 or 3 different aliens.
Grinning, squinting face, rolling on the floor, laughing.
I remember that. I've seen them enough times. So, anyway.
I can't believe it. The Enterprise blew up.
we were talking about more serious topics, but this is I think talking about Star Trek is much more fun, anyways. So.
It is. Well, this podcast plays exactly like Olaf's, where like he always has like a basis to start off the conversation, and then it just derails every fucking time, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, like the whole point of a podcast is to talk. It doesn't matter what about.
I will say though, you and Scott McAfee, our mutual acquaintance friend.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other people don't like the original series.
I have a next generation picture and a few next gen figures in my back room.
I grew up on the original series in a sense.
Okay,
I was not that old.
I don't. Okay, so I gotta correct you there. I don't.
Okay.
I've watched the entire series.
Oh,
I don't. Oh yeah, I have it on Blu-ray. I also have the entire animated series on Blu-ray. So it's not like I haven't watched it, because I have. And then I have the game Star Trek 25th Anniversary and Judgment Right. So it's not like I hate the original series. It's not my favorite. I prefer the Next Generation as my favorite.
Okay, that's fair.
The thing is that Kirk kind of gets to me after a while. Like, I mean, he's just... I mean, keep in mind that when I was a kid, my parents got me for Christmas a biography book by Shatner of or he's either by Shatner or about Shatner, but a bit of both, yeah. But in it, he literally said that the whole reason why he spoke like every word was its own sentence was to get more screen time than everybody else. And when I read that, I thought to myself, what a dick. And then I stopped kind of caring about the original series at that point, because I'm like, what? Like, who does that? I mean, the only other person I know of who did that was Adam West with 1960s Batman. And he did that deliberately because Burt Ward brought up with the producers and was like, dude, why is he talking in this fucking long, drawn-out bat talk every time he opens his mouth, and then I barely get time to say my lines? And then Adam West is like, what, you don't like my bat talk? It was so stupid, but
well, that may be the case, and you're entitled to your opinion. I'm just saying that when I first I grew up with the original, even though it's before my time because there were reruns.
Yeah.
And
didn't get the group invitation. I see you online, but no more messages.
There were marathons that were taping on my VCR, my dad's VCR.
I'll send it again.
But and then when Next Generation came out at the beginning, I didn't even want to watch it because, I was like, who are these people? What the hell?
Yeah.
Where's Captain Kirk? Where's Spock? What's going on? At the beginning, I wouldn't watch it at all.
Speaking of Batman, how did we go to the silly Adam West version to the more serious Batman we have now? I don't know. Batman's parents were keen.
That was getting better, and then I started to watch probably in the middle of the second season. And then when I went back and watched some of those episodes of the first season, I was like, yeah, I could definitely see why people didn't like this too much. Mm-hmm. There were some really... There was not really a lot of good episodes in the first season. There was a couple of okay ones, but there were some really, really horrendous ones too. The most infamous one is that one, what was it called? Not Code of Honor, that was the Klingon episode. That was actually a decent one. Was that Heart of Glory was the King episode. Code of Honor was the bad one. Code of Honor was that one with the guy who, the guy was like, we have the vaccine that you guys are looking for. You know what I'm talking about? The African culture that the guy kidnaps Tasha Yar.
I hated that episode.
Everybody hates that. All the cast hates it. All the cast basically.
Well, it's just so racist.
The most racist thing ever. Exactly. It was not a good. It wasn't even good. It wasn't even entertaining. It was just a bad episode. And they had a lot of pretty lousy ones in the first season. Anyway, but eventually
you will become my wife. Otherwise, you will be attacking me at dawn.
Right.
What?
And Picard was kissing the guy's ass too, and all these other weird things. Anyway,
everything was yeah.
They had a lot of lousy ones. There was that first season. It was there was that episode where there was a matriarchal society where the women ruled everything, and Riker ended up sleeping with the head of the society. But like all the men.
Let's
there
not talk
were,
about
like,
the plan. Let's not forget the one where Wesley lands on that fucking sex-filled planet. Where
and
like we're
flowers.
not. Yeah, and we're okay. So my biggest problem is with that. How old is Wesley in that series? And they're like, yeah, we have no problem bringing you down to this planet where everybody fucks constantly. Yeah, no, well, it's fine. It's fine. No, we're good. We're good. It's fine. You're young. You need to learn sometime. So we'll just shove you in front of people having sex. I mean, that's how it's done.
I don't know how old he was supposed to be. They never said it really, but I think he was supposed to be like 15 or something.
Yeah, and everything about that episode was just so fucking awkward. And then when he sits on a plant, these girls are like, by the way, fucking full on hitting on him, and he's too stupid to realize it. And
he's
then
really dumb.
Yeah, and then he accidentally falls on the plant, and they're like, oh no! Suddenly they're no longer horny, by the way. And then they're like, oh no! You landed on a plant, you're gonna die! I'm like, this episode was so bad.
It was very coincidental, too, because it was like, there was only one, the policemen are only in one region of the planet, like, every day, and there happened to be, like, where he accidentally stepped on the grass or whatever.
Yeah, and there just happened to be one plant there as well, so that was always convenient as well. Now,
So Louis says he didn't get the group invitation. James
I just sent him another one.
Speaking of Batman, how do we go to the silly Out West version to the more serious Batman?
I can actually answer that. So, in the 1960s Batman comic was based on the campiness of the 1940s comic serial. It was never meant to be taken seriously. The only people who took it seriously back then were the kids who watched it. The parents who watched it understood the campiness and realized that it was a comedy and it wasn't meant to be a serious drama. Q, if you watch it right now, as an example, you will see it as a comedy and not a serious drama. There is no way you'll take it seriously if you watch it nowadays. Because it's not. It's a comedy. And if you go into it realizing that it is a comedy, you're going to love it a lot more. Now, Tim Burton was a fan of the 1960s Batman series, and he thought to himself, well, why don't we do a modern take on Batman, but instead of it being a comedy, we'll make it more serious and more, like, true to the later iterations of Batman, like the not necessarily Bob Kane so much, but Frank Miller versions of Batman, which was a lot darker. And so that was the whole reason that spun off, was because it was like trying it out, right, for the first time, being like, well, it might work, it might not work, people might love it, people might hate it, who freaking knows? And then, of course, if you rewatch like these public screenings when Batman first came out, like the Tim Burton movie, you can look up videos on YouTube of like the advanced screening of it and all the people that showed up and everything, and the news was there interviewing them, and they were like, oh, it's the best Batman ever, oh my god, it's so fucking good. And that was the reason why they kept the series going serious, was because they realized that there was a lot of appreciation for this newer Batman, which was more serious and didn't have the campiness. Like, I mean, Christ almighty, the 60s Batman was so dumb. There's, like, literally one episode where Joker breaks into a museum in the original 60s Batman to paint over the paintings with a paint gun. And they recreated that. Hold on.
The Batman movie.
they did. That was an inspiration. Yeah, and that was literally done as a homage to the 60s Batman, actually. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think what you said is basically accurate. The only thing I'll add is that in the very beginning, like the original Batman comics, like Bob Kane or whatever, like you said, he was like a very tough guy. Like he used a gun and he shot people and stuff. Later on, they changed it so Batman like wouldn't ever. He has a code against killing, and he won't ever touch a gun. Like that's like the current Batman mythos. But in the beginning, he actually shoot people.
I wouldn't say current Batman mythos. I mean, it's been changed a lot.
Maybe it's different now.
Oh yeah, no, in the video games, it's definitely changed.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But like, it's that when that TV show came out, they went a different direction, and they tried to make it like a comedy, and then the comic books actually changed to be more like the TV show. And then the comic book stayed like that for a very long time because That show came out in the 60s, but then there was also like all the Super Friends cartoons and stuff. And Batman was in that, and that was also like not a comedy, but it was much more lighthearted, like, hey old chum, like it was like the same. And actually, Adam West voiced some of that too. Yes. He wasn't the original voice of Batman for that, but he did voice some of the later cartoons.
So I have the cartoon you're talking about on DVD. So there's it was called The Adventures of Batman and Robin. So that series was really weird because originally it was voiced by random voice actors, and then by the second or third season they brought in Adam West and Burt Ward to voice Batman and Robin in it, and then they brought in Batmite. Remember Batmite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's actually not the one I was talking about.
Okay.
You know, like the Super Friends had lots of. I know that you're talking about too, but the Super Friends had lots of different incarnations. And one of them, I don't remember what it was called now. Like maybe it was called Superpowers Show Galactic Guardians or something like that. They got back Adam West. It was still the same continuity as all the original Super Friends, but that was a Dark Side and whatever. And they got Adam West to do the voices. But anyway, the Dark Knight Returns came out in I think 1986, if I'm not mistaken. That was Frank Miller, and that was like it's supposed to take place in the future, where like a futuristic, Batman comes back in the future and he's kicking ass or whatever, and he made it much more dark and everything else. And then that's what Tim Burton based his Batman movie on, because at the time that came out, it was a big deal. Like everyone was like, oh my gosh, like I like this version of Batman. You made it futuristic, but like why isn't Batman like this in the comics now? Why is it all like silly and whatever else? And like it wasn't really so silly, but it's more like he's like Superman's good friend. They're hanging out, they're telling jokes to each other and whatever. And after that, it became much more like it was in the Justice League TV show, where Batman's like super serious. I'm talking about the cartoon, where he was like, "Hey, what's that guy?" I don't forget the guy's name who did the voice of Batman. And all those things. Kevin Conroy.
Oh, yes, Kevin Conroy in the new one. Yes, the newer Batman the animated series.
Murderer or Batman being a sad, angry man who'd become a hero cause Joker killed his parents in the 60s show.
He's like, he basically like, you guys are all idiots. Like, I'm the only smart one here. Like, that all came out of that whole more serious Batman.
That series. So I have Batman the Animated Series on Blu-ray, and the guys who created that series talked about it in like the special features, and said that series almost didn't happen because Warner Brothers they wanted the series to be dark, and Warner Brothers are like, you can't make a dark children's cartoon. You can't. It's just you can't. It's never been done before. It's never going to happen. And then they ended up fighting for it to happen, and then it happened. It became like stupid successful. But I mean, even back then, I remember those episodes, like Joker in those episodes was so demented and so fucking. Even back then, he was sadistic. I mean, there's like one episode where this guy.
Justice League episode where Bruce Wayne is like 90 and the new Batman is talking to him.
You're talking. You're talking. No, I'm listening to James. You're talking about Batman Beyond, I think. But anyway, so going back to what I was...
There was a Justice League episode, they did a crossover with Batman Beyond, that's what he's talking about.
Okay. But anyway, there was like one episode of Batman the Animated Series where this old bald guy cuts off Joker. It's such a weird episode. Like, Joker is driving somewhere, and this old guy cuts him off on the freeway, so Joker starts stalking him everywhere he goes. And so, like, he's, like, following him in the truck and everything, and the guy realizes who he cut off. He's like, fuck, I just cut off the Joker. And then when the Joker finally meets him, he's like, well, since you cut me off, you're going to be working for me. And then he like straps a bomb to this guy's chest and says you're gonna go assassinate this guy. And like, it was like such a weird episode. I'm like, all because he cut off the Joker? The Joker's like threatening.
He wasn't a mass murderer like he is today.
I'm just saying Joker was a goofball in the 60s series. He wasn't a mass murderer like he is today. So Joker, he wasn't a goofball, but he was played. I mean, in the show, the TV show, he was definitely a goofball. Yeah, for sure. But even in the comic books, it was much more light. But then there was also another graphic novel that came out called The Killing Joke, which I think you said you have a copy of that, Gamers Ground. Did you tell me that you had it or something? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
The movie? Yeah, I have a copy of the Killing Joke movie, and I have a copy of the comic. Yes.
Oh, you have comic too, yeah. So that comic is about basically Joker kills. He shoots. It's about he shoots Barbara Gordon and paralyzes her.
Paralyzes her, and she becomes Oracle. But he also tries to kill Commissioner Gordon as well. He rapes him.
Oh really? Oh my god. So yeah. I don't think I ever read it, but that is like known as like one of the things that like basically changed the Joker from being like a joke to like he's a hardcore psychopath basically.
Yeah.
And then there was also he also killed Robin in the comics as well. The original Robin, Dick Grayson, who was in the '60s show, he became Nightwing, and they had a second Robin who people didn't like him because it's like, where's
Tim Drake?
Dick Grayson, not Tim Drake, Jason Todd.
Oh,
Tim Drake was the third Robin. So they did a contest, not a contest, like a call-in thing where you can call in two different 900 numbers. What if you wanted Jason Todd to die, and what if you wanted him to live? And the people actually voted for him to die. And I'm guessing part of it was they wanted to see if they were really going to kill him off, and then they had the Joker beat him to death with like a baseball bat and kill him. And then, Batman shows up afterwards, and he's too late to save him, and it's a whole, big crazy thing. And they eventually did bring him back to life, probably 20 years later. So I guess nobody stays dead forever in comics.
It's like Shredder. He started out as a goofball, but later on cut of people's body parts in the 2003 series.
And then, of course, they brought Bucky back to life, too. So, but anyway, those couple of things were what made the Joker, persona change from, like, a sort of goofy guy to a complete psycho, which I think is what he still is now. Anyway.
Yeah.
We're like, sort of way off topic, but I guess we're...
No, what does it matter? It's a podcast. Who cares? But yeah, no, like I just found it really funny when that episode with the Joker, like, could you imagine that being a thing in real life? Like, you cut him off, he's like, you cut me off, now you get to wear a bomb on your chest. It's like, okay.
Well, it's like those are your choices, are either that or I'm just gonna kill you right now, so...
Like, it's so fucked up. I'm like, what is the writing on this show? And then there's like, there's so many weird. Oh, God, I love Batman the Animated Series so much. Oh my God, I could fangasm over every episode of that series. That series was just so brilliant. And I'm trying to think of one of my favorite episodes, but I'm having a hard time thinking of one because there's just so many good episodes on that series.
Doesn't Joker return in Beyond?
Batman Beyond? No,
there's like the Jokerettes or something. Like
it's like
Joker with a Z.
Yeah, it's not actually Joker, and that Joker is not Mark Hamill. It's Roger Jackson voiced him, who is the voice of the killer from Scream, Ghostface. He was the voice actor for Ghostface. Ghostface was always played by a Hollywood actor, but then whenever he was on the phone going, "Hello, Sydney, what's your favorite scary movie?" He was Roger Jackson.
Batman, there was Batman Beyond for the Joker, is right. I never saw it. That happen, though.
That was a movie, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I don't really watch any of the movies. Like, there was one called Batman Meets the Ninja Turtles, and I'm like, okay, come on. Just stop, please.
And Mark Hamill plays the Joker, actually. You should watch it. I'm looking it up right now.
In what?
In that Batman Beyond Return of the Joker.
Oh. The one I remember is Mask... The only one I remember watching was Mask of the Phantasm. With Gray Delisle voicing the Phantasm. I think that's who it was.
This one has Mark Hamill.
Yeah, Mark Hamill was in Mask of the Phantasm as well. He was the Joker in that as well. He's been in a lot of... Oh, yeah. The Joker was the main villain in Mask of the Phantasm.
But this is Batman Beyond. The Mask of the Phantasm wasn't Batman Beyond. That was just Batman the Animated Series, right?
Mask of the Phantasm was from Batman the Animated Series, but it was a movie.
Right, but this one is is like a movie based on Batman Beyond.
I got you. See, I tried watching. I have all of Batman Beyond on Blu-ray as well, and I tried watching a little bit of it. I watched like a couple of episodes or whatever, and I just can't get into it as much as I can get into Batman the Animated Series.
No, I agree.
It's just not as good.
In Justice League, they had a crossover not only with Batman Beyond, but also with Static Shock. Do you know that show?
No.
It was a show that they made in the animated series that was in the same continuity as, you know, Batman the Animated Series and all that stuff. This hero called Static, who was like a young, like African-American kid who had some kind of electricity powers or something. And
Okay.
it looked interesting, but I don't think it's even available like on DVD. Like they only have a couple of episodes. You get like, you know, best of. It's like 4 episodes or something like that. Last time I checked, it didn't even have the whole season available, the whole series available, so you can't even watch it. But yeah, I mean, I think like a lot of the stuff that didn't have the same magic as Batman the Animated Series did. So anyway, but that Justice League episode, if you haven't seen it, it was a 2-parter. It was pretty cool.
I just realized something. Hold on. Sorry, I just realized that I'm not sharing my screen with you. What the fuck? How did I not realize that?
Because I didn't say anything because I'm watching it on YouTube. It's fine. Like this type of thing, it doesn't matter if it's delayed 10 seconds.
That's true.
So.
But
I agree Picard ruined Next Generation. It kinda made that show uncanon.
Made that show uncanon.
what? Oh,
which
Star
show
Trek,
uncanon?
Star Trek Picard. Okay, I thought you meant like actually.
Yeah, I think
Patrick
that's
Stewart.
too. I don't think it ruined Next Generation, but I definitely think Picard was a mess, and it's probably best watched once and then forgotten.
I just didn't like how they treated him. He's like Starfleet's go-to captain, and then suddenly in Star Trek Picard, he's like, "Hey, can I get a spaceship?" "No, you can't get a spaceship. Go fuck yourself, Picard." Like what? What?
Yeah. Sheer effing hubris.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a very good show, and it's probably Patrick Stewart's fault because they really wanted him to come back and do a show, and he only
Wasn't there an episode where Picard met Borg survivors?
Sure.
Picard is the best Star Trek show. Wow, what a series.
The show sucked, but it didn't have the rest of the cast in it. Then he was like, you know
Do you
what, like.
Do you remember when he pitched it at like one of the Comic Cons, and he goes,
Yeah.
"We are bringing back."
Is back.
Yeah. He ended up pitching it. He's like, but you know what's funny is like the whole craziness behind it. The fact that he literally said in interviews he will never return to that role because he didn't like it. Blah 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 blah. And then suddenly he's pitching, Star Trek Picard at a Comic Con, and I'm like, what happened? What changed? Was it the money? Was it the money? Was that why you came back? It's got to be the money, because like all along you were saying in interviews that you would never do that character ever again, and suddenly here you are.
Yeah. But it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Money will always rule over everything.
Oh, I know. But yeah, I do have to say I know that a lot of hatred was for the Star Trek Borg and Star Trek Klingon games back in the day, like that. I maybe not so now. I mean, they have more of a following now, but I know that back in the day when they first came out, everybody's like, "What the fuck is this?" It's like literally just full motion video, and we occasionally click a button. So a lot of people were like, "That's not a game."
Yeah, well, I hear that too, but there's different types of games, different types of interactivity. Like, I've been streaming that Phantom Inferno for a long time, and it's the stream I did yesterday. It was 2 hours long, and there was not one choice that I did. I just literally could have sat there, and I did basically sit there the whole time with my hands behind my back and just watched it. 2 hours just watching. So, like, I could definitely see someone looking at that and saying, that's not a game, you're watching a freaking movie. But at the same time, there actually was a lot of interactivity to get to that point, in terms of choices you had to make, and there was different endings and stuff like that. So it's definitely not going to be for everybody, that type of thing, but... No, seriously, it's just like your FMV thing.
I tried tuning in to one of those, and No. I found it really boring. I don't know.
No, I understand. Like, it's not because at least the FMV thing is moving, and this, like, 90% of it was static. So I get it.
Plus, I'm not really a big fan of, and I know it's not in that game, but I really hate anime games that have American voice acting. Because a lot of the times, the American voice actors are so over the top. And it's like, every character just, like, talks like they're always shouting. Or something. And I maybe I'm thinking of older animes, maybe that's it, but I mean, like, I that's what I've always seen from, like, the animes that I've watched.
If you guys love old school cartoons, you should definitely check out Street Sharks.
Street Sharks?
I never heard of Street Sharks.
I've heard of it. I've never watched it. I think it's an American series.
I never heard of it.
It's anthropomorphic sharks, as far as I know. I've never actually watched it, but I've seen enough, like, fan art and all that crap of it.
By the way,
so.
you know what this thing you're painting right now reminds me of?
Like a native person.
No, but, like, specifically, it reminds me of the logo they used to have for the Washington Redskins.
Oh yeah.
Which is a football team.
You ever see that meme?
You
ever see that meme it's a guy tweeted.
60 episodes. It's basically a TMNT ripoff with 4 crime-fighting sharks.
Sorry, I'm hesitating there because of my bot. 60 episodes, basically a TMNT ripoff of 4 crimes. Yeah, I know. I know the show. I've never watched it. Okay, so fuck, what was it? Okay, so yeah, there's, like, this thing floating around of I need to find the meme at some point, but there's this meme floating around of people wearing, you know, the red shirts or whatever, the Redskins, the shirts.
Difference is they are 4
and
brothers who get turned into sharks by an evil scientist.
A native guy posted a photo of him wearing a shirt that said Caucasians. And I thought he was making fun of, like, the Redskin shirts. So he's like, well,
I see.
It's so racist. He said, so this is what I'm going to be wearing from now on, a Caucasian shirt.
Was this a Native American person that wore it?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, because what I was going to say was, that's interesting, because what I heard, and maybe this is not totally true, I don't know, this is what I heard, is that the person that was in the Native, I think it's true though, the person that was in the Native, Washington Redskins logo was basically, it was a real person, that it was modeled after, a real Native American chief or something like that. I don't remember the detail. So now it's not that anymore. It's called the Washington Commanders or some stupid thing like that.
Yeah.
Because they were concerned that it was offensive. But what I read is that there were a lot of Native Americans who were pissed off that they changed it because they were like, we weren't offended by this. This was something that was honoring our heritage, and this is actually a real, like, hero in our tribe, and now you've basically erased him. And so I go check this out. That's what I heard. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. But,
no,
like,
it sounds about right. I mean, the same
it...
kind of shit happened with Aunt Jemima, right? The same kind of shit. Like, she got.
Aunt Jemima, they erased her too.
Yeah, and nobody.
Make jokes that Uncle Ben was married to Aunt Jemima. That was just a stupid thing when we were kids.
You ever see those memes of, like, it's like a cosplayer dressed as Spider-Man, and he's, like, in a grocery store, and he picks up the Uncle Ben rice and starts screaming and falling to his knees?
What? Why?
Uncle Ben!
Uncle Ben from Spider-Man?
Yes!
Oh,
yes!
Geez. Come on. That's ridiculous.
It's funny.
It's sort of funny, but, like, it's like I thought that, like, when I was, like, 5 years old the first time I saw it. You know what I mean?
Don't
Yeah.
say it, but the PSN is kind of weird. Didn't get your second invitation. Definitely is the app.
Because, like, they thought it was offensive, but, like, I don't know if they actually asked the Native Americans, hey, do you guys find this offensive? And I'm sure there were some that did, but I think there were others that did not, and they actually, like, liked it and appreciated it. Now they're, like, annoyed that it's not there anymore. So,
Lewis, you might have. Sorry to interrupt you, Stu. Lewis, you might have to check your settings and make sure you don't have notifications turned off for PlayStation app. Because trust me, me and all my friends use PlayStation app all the time. It works fine for us. So it sounds to me like what's happening is you're just not getting notifications when I'm sending you an invite. That's what it sounds like to me. And you're missing the invites because of that. Because you're new to the app and you don't know really how to use it. And you're likely just missing the invites.
Well, the other possibility is you're not actually sending him any invites.
I sent him 2.
That's so you say, but I'm just saying there's other possibilities.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. So why would it work for every other person on my friends list that has the app, and suddenly it doesn't work for Lewis? Like, it's not like singling him out.
Why indeed? That's what I'm suggesting.
Okay, Moriarty. Well, Jesus Christ.
There's probably something on his phone, I agree.
God.
I'm just trying to close trouble.
Dr. Spatzo over here.
Dr. Spatzo. Yeah, that was funny. Also, do you remember the talking parrot?
No.
The talking parrot came with like another disc with the same thing as Dr. Spatzo. It was basically, it made a picture of a parrot on your screen, and then it would go like, "Hello there, like, I am the talking parrot. Welcome to the show. Hello."
Why does he sound East Indian?
Because I'm not good at doing the accent.
Oh, okay, all right.
He did sound hit some kind of weird accent, and then you're supposed to use your microphone and speak to it with the microphone.
Okay.
If you said something, sometimes it would just echo your speech and just come right back to you. Other times you would be like, "Stop talking nonsense," or like stuff like that. And you also can hit the keys of the keyboard. When you hit the keys of the keyboard, it was like you were tickling it. So it would be like, "Hee, stop that, hee," like stupid things like that. And like, I remember like anybody that we showed this to, all they did was hit the keyboard all the time. They wouldn't use the microphone. They was like tickling it. It's all. It was like a toy basically, but it was a novelty because back then it came with like the first Sound Blaster.
Okay.
So like back then, having your computer
Jesus.
was like a huge novelty if you think about it that way. It didn't really exist before that.
Maybe is the location. I have been
Now,
in Canada and internet works great.
I urge those of you...
When you sent me the invitation, by the way.
I urge those of you who are good at video editing, cough, cough, always asleep, to now take a sound clip of Stu going, "Hee hee, stop tickling me!" That'll be his new theme music. Part of his new theme music. We'll incorporate that into a future podcast.
Yeah, let's not, please. Yeah, if I was, I've thought about this. Like, if I was like more popular, there's definitely a lot of material people could use to clip and like make some funny videos. But like,
Yeah.
I'm not that popular, so nobody really cares. So it's not worth anybody's time. Luckily, that's all. That's sort of how I see it.
It's hit or miss with it's always hit or miss with YouTube whether you're going to pick up or whether you're not. It's funny because I have a lot of friends who are also YouTubers on PlayStation, and they don't even have, not even close to the numbers I have of subscribers, and they don't seem to be going anywhere with theirs picking up. I notice with mine, I get like random people just, leaving comments. So I'm guessing a lot of my videos have been picked up by various articles or whatever, because I'll like get random people messaging me, or not messaging me, leaving comments and being like, "Yo, I saw your video here," or whatever. And I just want... So I got one the other night, actually. I got this guy left a comment the other night and said, "Hey, a new subscriber, and I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed your live stream you did of Myth Force. When are you doing a part 2? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm so bad at doing part 2s of games, you know what I mean? Because a new game comes out, and I'm like, well, I got to stream that one. I got to get in that I got to get the crowd for that. So I got to stream that. But then when I stream that one, invariably I forget about the older stream that's waiting to be done. Which was why, like, as an example, last night I streamed finally part 2 of Senua's Saga, because I'm like, I went back onto my YouTube channel and I'm like, shit, the last time I streamed part 1 of that was like 3 weeks ago. I should probably do a part 2. And then now that I've done that, Now what's gonna happen? Now fucking Silent Hill F is gonna take a couple of days before I get to part 2 of that out. See, even now, Lewis with Squirrel with a gun.
You see it? Right, it's a,
Meanwhile, Stu will play a visual novel for 32 streams.
It was actually 16 streams, but it's true because like
It's true.
There's pros and
It is
cons
true.
because the pro side is I finished the game.
Shut
But
up.
the con side is if somebody doesn't like it. No, the con side is if someone doesn't like it, then they will just tune out by stream 2 or 3, and they'll never come back until I stop doing it. So
Yeah.
you
Cough,
know,
cough, me.
It's yeah, like you, but you're not the only one. Like some people just don't have patience. Some people are
No.
or ADD, and they don't appreciate the finer things in life, and they
You
just
know
like to play their like.
I keep on. I'm probably the reason you have so many views on these 2 videos, but I keep on going back and rewatching them. But the one we did, the stupid James Bond adventure game we did together, where I did all the
God.
voices in that,
That was so
and
bad.
then the other one was that indie cyberpunkish game where it was like a graphic novel, but it was very beautiful, and you had me do all the voices in it. And those were the 2 that I really enjoyed the
game was
most.
that?
I don't remember the name of it, but it was like all like cyberpunkish. You were like going to like the strip clubs and bars and stuff like that, and it was like a murder.
That game, yeah, it was like it was a newish game that came out with like a retro look or something.
Yes.
I don't remember what it was for, like Amiga or something. But
And I had so
yeah,
much fun
I
on
think it was
both of
cool,
those. I had so much fun on both of those streams, and I always rewatch those videos because they just make me laugh. They're just so fucking.
Well, what about those 2 particularly made you have more fun?
Remember the silver case though? What a time we had.
It was like looked like a comic strip, and there was like 6 boxes, and like the whole game took place in those 6 boxes. You hated that game, remember that?
Oh, yes. It was like a yeah. It was all like,
It was like
pixel
character,
pixel
right,
art.
your character
almost.
walked from one panel to the other, and then he was like talking to people.
I don't know. So I don't know. I had a mixed bag about that. Like I did like it and I didn't. I thought it was inventive, but at the same time, and then I had to help you solve it. I remember that because you couldn't figure it out, and then I figured it out, and you're like, how the hell did you figure that out?
Yeah, I don't remember, but I remember you didn't like the game at all. You're bitching about it the whole time. You're like, this game sucks. Game sucks. So what makes you like some game and not the other? Is it just random, or because that game with the graphics you're talking about, that was a fun game, but that James Bond game was terrible. Don't you think it was terrible?
Oh, it was absolutely horrendous. I didn't think it was a good game at all. I thought it was a horrendous
You
game.
still had a good time.
I had a good time because I was doing all like, I was doing the voice of Q. I was doing the voice of. Then when I did James Bond, I did Sean Connery voice for James Bond, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing the voices for it. I mean, the game itself was absolutely horrendous. Should not have been called a James Bond game. Speaking of James Bond, though, guys, you guys know that next year we're getting a really big open world James Bond game. You guys have probably seen gameplay of that, and that game looks freaking amazing. I was watching gameplay of it, and I'm definitely going to grab it and stream it when it comes out. But it's supposed to be 007. Oh God! Now you're putting me on the spot. 007. Oh God! No.
Remember the silver case though? What a time we had.
Oh yeah.
You did that one too.
Yeah.
James Bond's edition.
We were both
Hitman
reading.
James
We
Bond
didn't understand
edition.
what we were reading. We were like, what is he saying? What does any of this stuff mean?
And
That
then
was
I
the problem
had
with that
trouble
game.
because like what was the main character I used Shatner's stupid voice for, and then like these every 5 minutes a new character is introduced, and I'm like, oh God, now I got to come up with a voice for this character, now that character. It's like, oh my God, it was just stressful. And then on top of all of that, the story was not going nowhere fast. It was like all over the place. I have some of I have some of Suda51's other games, like Lollipop Chainsaw and Shadows of the Damned, and I find that those are his better games. His newer shit seems to be more. I don't know. I don't know how to describe them. Like, because to me,
Saturday.
Silver Case is one of his newer streams or newer games compared to Lollipop Chainsaw and Shadows of the Damned, right? Those games were his older games, and then Silver Case was more recent, more modernized, and a lot of his newer games are just terrible. Like, it's like he went from being a good writer to being just fucking weird.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to him. It's whatever, but that game was insane.
And then I saw interviews with him. There was an interview with him like a few years back where they were talking about Lollipop Chainsaw and, you know, the remaster, how it's not going to be censored, it's going to have all the original content, blah blah blah, the remastered edition. And
Silver Case is old AF.
And he was saying he got so upset in the interview. He was saying like, nobody will ever censor my games. Nobody will. I will release the game I want to release, and if it has rape and sex in it and whatever else, I don't even fucking care. If nobody likes it, they don't have to play it. And I'm like,
jeez.
Oh, okay, good to know. And that explains Shadows of the Damned to a T, because the whole point of that game is to save your wife from being constantly murdered and raped by demons. That was the whole point of that game.
Sounds like a great game.
It actually is. It actually is. Aside from the dark subject matter, it is. There's a lot of pornography in it, though, so I don't know if I can stream it.
Do you remember I played that game, I don't know if you remember this, a long time ago, where, like, it was an indie game, and it's like this guy comes home from being away for business for, like, 3 years, and his wife is missing, and it turns out, like, she's, like, slept with the devil or some crazy thing like that.
What?
I
What is this?
The craziness. Not all his games are great. It is what it is.
Streams to beat it, and then, like, I was just basically slamming it and saying, like the person who wrote this was obviously a kid. This is not how people behave. This is so freaking weird. And then, like, a couple years later, like, the developer, like, went on my YouTube channel and commented and said, "Oh, thanks for playing my game. Like, I was 14 when I made it. I know it's terrible." You know, like,
Oh, that's funny.
So, like, he really was a kid. I thought it was pretty funny, but yeah, it was a horrendous game.
Huh.
Anyway.
No, I don't think I ever watched that one. I mean, the one I watched was, didn't watch, I was a part of it, was that one where it was like, you were on the computer. Remember, you're on the computer and there's the one that's supposedly had tons of jump scares in it when it didn't even have any. You know the one I'm talking about. We streamed it more recently. It was like a couple of months ago.
I don't remember what you're talking about. It sounds familiar with the jump scares.
Yeah, it was the one. It was the one where you're constantly on a computer screen. Remember, it was like an indie game.
Oh yeah, that one. We just streamed recently. We're like, every once in a while when you booted it up, it would show some crazy jump scare.
Yeah.
And then there was some, like, code you had to get from that. And Sar Tomato was reading the FAQ the whole time. Yeah, that was messed up. Anyway,
I don't understand, like, that game was odd. The lack of jump scares when they claim that there is jump scare. I don't know. Everything about that game was very odd. But then once I found out that, you know, it was made by a young dude, I was like, I was more lenient with it. Because I was going to say, like, if it was made by a AAA developer or, like, an indie dev who had, like, more experience under their belt, I would be like, dude, your game sucks. But because it's like a real indie dev who, it's, like, probably one of their first games, I'm willing to give them some slack. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, like, everybody deserves to have some slack when they do their first game. Dude, my first game I made, I used to do QBasic games, and fuck me, if I can ever find where I have those install files for those games, I'll send them to you and you can stream them on your channel and we can make fun of them.
I started making some games. I don't think I ever actually finished. My son asks me all the time, like, why don't you make a game? And I'm like, I don't want to make a game. I'm not creative like that. Like, that's not my thing. And he's like, but you're creative. What do you mean? You do, like, this YouTube stuff. I'm like, I'm not creative in that way. Like, I want to play other people's games. I don't want to make a game.
I made a game a long time ago using RPG. I can't remember what the program was, but I made a side-scrolling game called Moronic the Hedgehog, and it was you played as a and it wasn't, you didn't even play as a hedgehog. It wasn't even, you didn't even play as a hedgehog. You played as a I think it was like a gopher or a guinea pig or something like that, who thought he was a hedgehog. It was so stupid. But it was like a side scroller, and there was like enemies and everything. It was like Mario style, Sonic style, more or less. It was basically a Sonic style game, except you were just this stupid ass. But anyway, I made that a long time ago. This was back in like fucking early 2000s, maybe. No, earlier than that probably. And I still have a copy of that somewhere, so if I find that, maybe I'll force it upon you to play it. It has music and everything, and it has music in it, mostly heavy metal music, because there's a heavy metal band that a friend of mine was part of a heavy metal band, so we used his music in the game. With his permission, of course. I didn't just shove it in. and the graphics weren't bad. I mean, I spent a lot of time on the graphics, so they were pretty decent. It wasn't like little dots or anything like that. It was pretty decent. I'd say it was about as good as like Super Mario Brothers on the SNES style visuals. So it was pretty good.
Cool.
But if I can never locate where the fuck that game is, it's on one of my backup discs.
You'll probably never find it ever again.
Now, I have all my backup discs in boxes. I probably will find it. I just don't know when. I have to have the motivation to look for it. But we'll stream some of my games on your channel at some point. We can make fun of them together because they're not good. They're finished. They're done. I don't know if they're worthy enough to be sold in stores, but yeah, they exist.
Well, one day we'll check them out, I'm sure.
Maybe.
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 All right, well, you let me know.
I see. I always wanted to back then do voice acting in my games, but I didn't know how to do any of that. So a lot of the programs I used, QBasic was the only one that really required programming. But and even then, that wasn't really advanced programming. QBasic was pretty basic.
Right, as the name would suggest.
Yeah, but the RP. So when I made Moronic the Hedgehog, it was like using an actual program called, I think it was like RPG Game Maker or something like that from way back in the day. But when you would make your game, it would automatically, when you would save it to as a project, you would not need RPG Animator to play it. It would save it as an executable file, and you could play it as a standard game. And so that was something I really liked about that program back then, was, you know, being able to just use that program to like drag and drop, easily make animation and stuff like that for your games, easily compile together all the levels for your games, all that shit, and then being able to like make it into an actual game by having it have an executable file and everything like that, and not having to have it run through that program to be able to run.
No, that's really cool.
It is, and I don't know if that program even still exists, but if it does, it's worth getting. I feel like a lot of Apogee's games were made in that program, if I'm being honest. A lot of their games were so bad. And I remember when you were like ripping on Apogee the one time with Secret Agent, and then they just came into the live chat, and it was actually
there was a bug.
It was actually them, and they got so freaking pissed off with you. Well, I think they said something like, "Why don't you make your own game then if you're so good," or something.
No, it wasn't like that. But I mean, basically, they released a game that had a bug in it, and they didn't test it. They didn't actually play it all the way through to see if it worked. And I was playing it, and I got frustrated. They're like, "Oh, look, we're here," and I was like, "Why don't you go like do some beta testing on your game?" I mean, I was rude, but like I was pissed off because I paid for it. It wasn't like they gave me a demo for free. I was an alpha tester or something.
Yeah.
But regardless, I agree with you in the sense of like, from my perspective, like I played like whatever games were out back in the day, and I only played an Apogee game particularly if like I heard it was particularly good, like Commander Keen, for example. But I think there were some people who only played Shareware games. And because of that, they have a ton of nostalgia for Shareware games, of like every single Apogee, Epic Mega Games, like whatever, they like have huge amounts of nostalgia for that. So Anyway,
I don't know how I felt with shareware games back then, because you were basically paying for a demo. It wasn't a full game 90% of the time. It was a demo. And I just feel like, looking back at it now, back then as a kid, I was like, yeah, because I wasn't spending my money on it. I was getting these shareware games for Christmas under the tree. So to me, it didn't matter, because like I wasn't paying for it. But looking back at it today, what a waste of fucking money. I'm sorry. Dude, I'm so thankful that we've evolved as a gaming industry to where our demos don't cost us money. If you want to play a demo, you just download it.
Well, that's the thing. I did even though back then I downloaded it because my dad had CompuServe and they had all those shareware demos there. So I didn't understand the concept of going to the store. Like, I did go to the store and I'd see them there and I'd be like, why do anybody pay $10 for that? You could just download it. But I guess a lot of people didn't have access to download it, so that was the thing. But we're approaching. Well, it's just about 2 hours for this podcast. I think we should wrap it up because I would like to go eat something. It's 8:20 here, and I need dinner.
Fair enough. I just noticed after painting this. This reminds me of a scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark for some reason.
It looks like the temple in Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. That's what it looks like. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The place where they find the Grail.
Why is there's a lot of ethnicity in this series? I noticed. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything bad about it. What are you doing there, Stu? What is that?
The Last Crusade song from the end. You know, the Grail.
Oh.
That's
okay. I thought you were having a stroke. All right.
God forbid. Somebody was putting a bunch of emojis, though. I think they thought the same thing. But yeah, let's wrap it up. I want to go eat my dinner, and maybe I will stream.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're going to keep doing this stream so that Stu dies of hunger.
No, we're not. You can if you want.
Nah, but anyway, thank you very much to Always Asleep, James, and Lewis for tuning in tonight. Lewis, we're going to have to figure out what's going on so that you can join.
Let's go.
24 hours. 24-hour stream with Stu's Game Reviews. We're going to determine how long it takes before he dies of hunger. No, anyway.
Not on this. Maybe like if we're not wearing a headset, that would be 24 hours. But
but anyway, Lewis, we're going to have to figure out what's going on there and why you can't join our shit. We'll figure that out, and we'll try to get you in on a future podcast.
You should try after this is over, just try to do a test with them and see if you can get it to work.
Well, I don't think it's anything on my end. I've gone through all the settings on my end, and I'm not seeing anything wrong here. What I think is going on is, for whatever reason, he's not getting the notifications, and he's not seeing when I'm sending the invite. And that usually happens when you're in your settings menu of your PS app, you have that setting disabled. So you're not seeing the invites. But anyway, we'll figure it out. But anyway, thank you very much to everybody tuning in and everybody watching after the fact. Always greatly appreciated. These podcasts, started on a whim, but we're having a lot of fun with them. And we're going to keep them going for as long as possible. And we want to bring in a bunch of you too on mic, provided you know how to behave. So, in other words, don't join my podcast and be like Chase and tell us how you like to eat shit, because nobody's going to care. But if you do have anything of valued information to share with us on a podcast, we would love to have you on mic. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for tonight, guys. Have a fantastic night. And I should probably stop coloring this. Have a fantastic... No. Never! Paw Patrol podcast. Don't start with me, sir. But anyway, that's going to do it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much again to everybody for tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful remainder of your weekend. And I'll be back probably on Stu's Game Reviews channel tomorrow, and we're going to do a game on his channel tomorrow. Stu, do you have anything planned for tonight?
Probably, but I'm not sure what yet. But probably in a couple hours I'm going to.
It's going to be more of that anime game.
No, we finished it. We beat
it. Thank God!
It's over.
300 streams later, we finally finished the podcast. Yeah. Okay.
It's finally over, so we can't stream that anymore. But no, I'll
Thank
probably do
God.
something later tonight. That'll be like probably another one of those educational games. If you caught my stream with the Factory Deluxe the other day, which is like I think a hidden gem in my opinion for Windows, but it was an educational title. Which check it out if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
And then I'll probably do something else educational tonight, and then like Gamers Grotto said, ideally tomorrow.
Stu got addicted to hentai games.
Be there for that.
Stu did get addicted to hentai games. By the way, I got a project for you, always asleep. The next time Stu streams something, make sure to take a screen cap of one of his weird-ass faces, and we'll use it in a future podcast. I always love that
already.
I already do that. Every time. So my plan is to every time I have a new podcast, I'm gonna have a different face of you on the placard, and it's gonna be like a weird face of you. Because I was like, you know what? We're gonna roll with it because I've been doing it so far and it's been really funny. So we're gonna keep it going. But anyway, thank you once again, everybody.
Hold on, is that what you're actually doing on the thumbnails? I didn't see that.
Yeah. How did you not notice? Go look at my previous podcast. The last one you're like wearing the last one you're wearing the 3D glasses backwards.
Hold on, I gotta look at this thing.
I'm being serious, man. Everybody likes it, so we're rolling with it.
I it just shows like.
No, go to go under my YouTube channel. Go on podcast.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Yeah, I see it now. I didn't see it right away. Okay. All right.
You're
well,
like,
that's fine,
oh fuck. What have I gotten myself into?
Serenity now.
I mean, as long as
Serenity
they stay
now.
relatively tame, you know. Okay.
No, I'm gonna put one of you pulling your dick out on them. Okay, come on.
Well, only if
Jesus.
you're gonna capture that. It probably won't fit on the thumbnail, unfortunately.
Okay. Serenity now, says Lewis. Serenity now! Oh! Stu doesn't know how to wear a pair of 3D glasses. Oh! Anyway, we're gonna go, guys.
All right, guys.
I don't want this guy to die of hunger, so we're gonna head out. You guys have a fantastic night, and we'll see you tomorrow on Stu's Game Reviews for a live stream of some kind. And then on my channel, later on in the week, we're going to go back into Silent Hill F. Take care, guys. Have a fantastic night, and we'll see you soon.
Have a good night, everybody.